Chat এখানে ইয়ে recall পিডিএফটা কোথায় দেখো তো পিডিএফ হ্যাঁ না না এখানে একটু আমি ওপেন করতে চাই
ওইটা কি আপনার উইন্ডোজ না? ওকে, দ্যাটস আ গুড পয়েন্ট। নাকি আপনি জুম ইন করবেন, আমরা স্ক্রল করতে থাকবো। এখানে দেখবো
এটা
দ্য সেকেন্ড ওয়ান। অ্যাকচুয়ালি এটা কি
ফাইলস ওকে দেখো দেখো
লিনাক্স ওয়ান ইউজ করি, ডকুমেন্টস দিলাম ডাউনলোড ওয়ান অফ দ্য
না আছে ডকুমেন্টস
মেবি।
সার্চ কোথায় আছে
না এখানে নেই, শুধু ব্যাক এখানে সার্চ আছে।
তো ওখানে হচ্ছে তোমার তৈত্তিরিয়া
পেজ নাম্বার কোনটা? পেজের চ্যাপ্টার কোনটা?
দেখছি ওপেন ওপেন না এটা
Google Chrome is fine, I think.
Huh?
Google Chrome is fine. Okay.
second chapter বলছি I start with chapter 1 second chapter the second Valli Brahmanand Valli first chapter or second chapter second chapter second Valli second chapter okay page number 51 51 okay we'll start श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम शन्नो मित्रशं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु avatu mam, avatu bhaktaram, avatu bhaktaram. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. We are studying Taittiriya Upanishad. Taittiriya Upanishad, and we are in second Valli, Brahmananda Valli, which is second one. And just a quick recapitulation as we go forward. Before that, the meaning of this what Shanti mantra that we have chanted. May Mitra be propitious to us, and so also Varuna. Mitra, sun god, Varuna, water god, the presiding deity of water, the principle of water. May Aryaman be propitious to us. May Brihaspati, the Jupiter. So here not physical, it's like the presiding deity. And physical is representative of that. And Indra be propitious to us. Indra is the chief god, chief of gods. And so also the all-pervasive Vishnu. Adoration to Brahman, adoration to thee, O Vayu. Thou art verily, Vayu means air. Thou art verily the visible Brahman, and verily will I declare thee as visible Brahman. The right will I speak, and I will speak the true. May the Brahman protect me, may that protect the teacher. May Brahman protect us both together, may he nourish us both together. May we both work together with great energy. May our study be vigorous and effective. May we not hate each other. Om, peace, peace, peace. Now we have completed this, but in short, Brahmavit apnoti param. The knower of Brahman knows the Supreme, attains the Supreme. So here, this kind of knowledge is transformative. It is not like objective knowledge, and where we do not get transformed. Say, if we know chemistry, so will not become chemistry, then it will be difficulty. So, but here it is like a king forgot that he was a king, and when he knows that I am a king, then he attains that power of king. So it is like this. So knower of Brahman attains that supreme state, and this is said. What is that? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. It is truth, Satyam. As today also we have read as in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, he said that truthfulness is tapasya for Kali Yuga. Tapasya means penance. One should follow truth, Satyam, Jnanam. Jnanam is consciousness, awareness. Anantam means beyond all limitations. So Brahman is beyond all limitations. Brahman is awareness. Yo Veda nihitam guhayam parame bhuman. That means who knows this, who is hiding behind the cave. What is the cave? Cave of our heart. What is that? We have knowledge, and I am knower. So knower, knowledge, and object of knowledge. These three are function of intellect. So that who is behind this is that supreme being. So this cannot be indicated. So yo Veda, he who knows, nihitam guhayam, who is hiding in the cave of our heart. And parame bhuman, like outside there is a space, similarly we have inner space. Here we have cyberspace. Similarly, we have inner space, but within that we have a Chidakasha, space of awareness, consciousness. So, he who knows him, he gets all its fruits. That means immediately he gets all fulfillment, eh, security, bliss, joy. He gets everything. See, generally what happens, whenever we get something, we are happy. So if happiness come without any outer objects, that's the indication that this, when you know him, know the self, then you are joyous. As Sri Ramakrishna, you can see in his picture, he is full of joy. Brahmana vipaschiteti tasmad vai tasmad akasha sambhuta. So then from this Brahman, this space came out, and from akashad vayu, then air, and from air came agni, that means energy, and from agnirapaha, the water, then the gross. So from subtle to gross, whatever we see, everything has come out of this self. Even I give example that when you come out of your dreamless state, gradually you project. So that way also we can understand. And if you think that is outside, it's there, then that way we can also conceive that it is the self that is manifesting in these so many forms. Sabaesha Purushaha Anna Rasamaya. So Annat Purushaha. Prithibhyam Oshadayaha. So from earth comes all the herbs and food, everything comes from earth. And from Oshadhi, whatever the various produce of earth is there, from there comes Anna. Anna means whatever sustains. We eat something, but whatever is taken inside, first digested, assimilated, and that turns into energy. So that thing is Anna. So Annat Purusha, from that the Purusha, that means a being is produced, like say human being or any animal, any being. Sabaesha Purusha Anna Rasamaya. Therefore this Purusha is Anna Rasamaya. So quickly, so from this Atman has sprung ether, and from ether to air, from air to fire, and this way thus man is constituted of the essence of food. This verily is his head. Now, what is the idea of this? Idea is to cultivate our understanding, our knowledge. Here we are trying to understand. That means we are using our mind, our intellect. So gradually you'll see it will take us, or it will hone our intellect, sharpen our intellect, so that we understand in a better way. So here gradually from gross he will take to the subtle. Now it is from subtle to gross. Now gradually the Upanishad will try to take us from the gross to the subtle. So from this Atman has sprung, this verily is his head. So here, as we see a bird, similarly some imagery is given. Artist has got various imageries. So if we are to show courage, valor, then what you do? You make a lion. Okay, so similarly, these are imagery. Or we have to ask an artist what they think when courage or valor. Hmm? So here a, an image of a bird is also uh, imagined. So so this verily is his head. This is the right wing and this the left wing. This the trunk and this is the tail. So we have gone through this in great details. So let us go to the next. So now comes Anna. Anna is produced. Now what happens from Annat Prajaha Prajayanti? People eat food, people or even any creatures. But here we are considering human being. Why? Because other animals are not that evolved to think of the self. So annat vai prajaha prajayanti. We go to the translation. All beings, whatever exists on earth, are born of food. All beings, whatever exist on earth, are born of food. And we see. That's why we eat. And also animals eat. Yakascha prithvi sritaha. And again, by food they are sustained. And unto again they go back at the end. So what happens? People eat food, it is digested, assimilated, and that gives energy and one lives. After certain years, then they leave this body. This whatever was eaten, that goes back to the earth. Even the whole thing cannot be digested and assimilated. So ultimately it goes here only. So whatever is annamaya, it is physical, it is material. It remains here in this on this earth. Yakascha prithivim srita yatho athaha annenaiva jivanti. So verily food is the and again by food they are sustained, and unto it again they go back at the end. So verily food is the eldest of all. Why? Why eldest of all? So other things are there. Say if a fan or this mic or computer, if it is not present, still we can survive. But without food we cannot survive. So therefore, food is verily the eldest of all to sustain life. And see, like these things will be repeated, and gradually you'll see the higher thoughts will be cultivated, and therefore it is called the medicament of all, like it's a medicine. That's why we are suffering from a disease called hunger. To treat that disease, we have to eat. Okay. And therefore it is called the those who regard food as Brahman verily attain all food. So those who see that it's not mere food, rather it is manifestation of food, manifestation of Brahman. So they get the highest advantage of it. That's why, if it is like this, if a professor, so professor, if you think he is an ordinary person, you cannot get the advantage. Rather, if you think he is a professor, so you can get knowledge from them. So whatever you think, you get the return. This is verily present in nature. That's why same object, people draw various conclusions. A poet will see inspiration there. and he write a poetry. An artist will see an art piece and make a wonderful uh, art piece. So this depends on how we see an object. So and therefore it is called the Acha. Those who regard food as Brahman verily attain all food. So because it is food related, so he'll get all food. Means the sense. Food is indeed the eldest of all creatures. Therefore, it is called the medicament of all. From food, all beings are born. Having born by food, they grow. It is called food because it is fed upon or it feeds upon creatures. So, what happens? Either we eat food or food is eaten by us. If you eat sugar too much, then sugar will eat you. So, like that. And so, apart from not only that, at the end also, this body is um, accepted as eaten by the earth. And so, apart from this constituted of the essence of food, there is another separate self made of prana. Now, so outside is anna, annamaya. It's all food. Whatever you are seeing is all food. Because it is the accumulation of food. That's why what happens if you want to reduce your weight, then what do? You fast, intermittent fasting. So anyway. And so apart from this constituted of the essence of food, there is another separate self made of prana. So now within that there is vital forces, prana, various forces which are essential for living. By that, this is filled. So by that, what is that? By this prana, annamaya is filled. Everywhere it is you can feel. And when you take breath, and what happens? The blood is circulated and it reaches everywhere. Wherever you touch, it is there. So by that this is filled. It is of the form of a man. Of man. Why? Purusha vidhayeva. Why it is like that? Because as this form, if you put water in a glass, then it takes that shape. Whatever container you put in, the water takes that form. Because the subtler has that capacity to take that form. But gross has no capacity. If you put some chunks, then it won't look like that. But water or air, it takes that form. So like that. Its human form is according to the human form of the former. Prana is its head. Now, this is a bit difficult to understand, but the idea is that it is being equated or imagery is given of a bird. Why it is so? Because to help us to understand that it has similar function as bird. Okay, so we'll see that. And its human form is according to the human form of the former. Prana is head, Vyana is its right wing, Apana is the left wing, sky is the body, the earth is the tail, the seat. About it also there is the following verse. Okay, so we'll take up this one. Its human form, etc. The form of a pranamaya kosha is exactly like that of the gross body or annamaya kosha. So as this body is there, similarly, that's why we confuse. Why we confuse taking one thing for another. So though, say like all the time we identify with our bodies, but actually it is, we can say that it's manomaya, it's mind. Whatever you feel, like your body, sensation, where it is? In your mind. And that is why when you are given anesthesia, you don't feel. You have no body idea, body sense that time. So when we are awake, the idea of body, apparently it is gross, but actually it is in our mind. But if we think even deeply, then we will find that it is even not in our mind. We are spiritual being, and mind idea comes in that spiritual being. And body idea comes also in that mind. So we can see how the gross idea overpowers. So separate self made of prana. Here the pranamaya kosha is called self because like the annamaya or the physical body, it is also falsely identified with the real self or Atman. We have so much, this is our previous samskara. Because of that, we think that we are bodies. But even that body idea is in our mind, and the mind idea is in our self. So actually, we are self all the time. We are that awareness all the time. In that awareness, the idea of mind, idea of body, idea of prana, all these are floating. But somehow we identify with it. So that is called Maya. Because whatever is not, we see that. Atasmin tad buddhi. Ya ma. What it is not, that we see. Okay. So we'll come. Its human form, etc. The form of pranamaya kosha is exactly like that of the gross body or annamaya kosha. Annamaya means food body. As water takes the shape of the vessel which holds it. The first mentioned sheath, what was that first? Is the annamaya kosha. First we have this annamaya kosha. So now we have to gradually understand the subtle and subtler, the kosha means sheath, is permeated by the koshas, that is pranamaya and the rest. Similarly, the pranamaya is permeated by three koshas, manomaya and vijnanamaya and anandamaya. So these are the koshas, pancha kosha viveka. We are to try to figure out what we are. And Upanishad is our source. Upanishads help us to understand what we really are. Generally, we are so engrossed in this world and body that we don't recognize our real nature. So anyway, we go forward. Pranam deva anu prananti. Now deva means divinities. What is divinities? Presiding deity. What is presiding deity? Deva dotanavan. That shines. That which shines. So that means here what shines are senses. But behind sense is that the principle. So here, so this is so Sanskrit is very good and important also, but the problem is it is Greek to you. So we have to go forward. Pranam Deva Anuprananti. Okay, we'll read the translation. Through prana, the gods live. Gods means again the presiding deity. And so also do men and beasts. So prana, even say anything living we can see is because of prana. And there is a system. In trees also you can see how it extracts say nutrients from the earth, water, and it lives. Similarly, all the animals. Prana is verily the life of beings, and hence it is called the universal life. So life is everywhere. Everything is vibrating. Everything is pulsating. Even distant everything, whatever you see. And if you see light where the from window light is coming, you can see so many particles are moving around. So everything is full of prana. So universal life. Those who worship prana as Brahman assuredly attain the full span of life. Verily, prana is the life of beings, and so it is called the universal life. Okay. It is the embodied self of what has been described before. Again, embodied, because it has taken a form. Though it is subtler than Annamaya, but it is still a body. This you have to understand. Say, I am moving my hands. This is action of prana. I am speaking. I am moving my mouth or tongue. So all these are various actions. So this is happening because of the self. So prana is verily the life of beings, and hence it is called the universal life. Why? It is because everywhere this prana is there. Those who worship prana as Brahman assuredly attain the full span of life, because they are steeped in prana. Verily, prana is the life of beings, and so it is called the universal life. Okay, we'll see here what the main objective is, to go closer to the self. Gradually, we have to identify this is Annamaya, this is Pranamaya, this is Manomaya, this is Vijnanamaya, and this is Anandamaya. This is food sheath, then vital sheath, mind sheath, intellect sheath, and then bliss sheath. But behind this is the self. So gradually Upanishad will take us by hand and gradually take through this. And in that process our intellect is matured. So it is the embodied self of what has been described before. So again, similar term. And so apart from the pranamaya, there is another separate self consisting of mind. Okay, another thing, this is main, it will say main. Pranam devana tasmat sarvayusham uchyate te sarvameva te ta ayuryanti ye pranam brahma upasate prano hi bhutanam ayu tasmat sarvayusham uchyate. So it is like this. We are living. So once it happened that all the devas means the principal deities of the functions, the principles that are functioning in this body, they quarreled. I said, no, I am the prime. Ear said, no, I am the prime. So they started quarreling. This is imaginary quarrel. So he said, okay, take holiday for whole 1 year. So eyes went on holiday. So the person could not see, but he lived. And he was doing everything otherwise he would have done. Similarly, when ear went on holiday, everything was done, only he could not hear. All other functions happened like that. So all devas went on holidays. So in their absence, nothing significant happened. But then Prana said, okay, let me go on holiday. So as soon as it said, that immediately all the devas, no, you cannot go because we all will die. So that's a Mukhya Prana. Also it is said it's Mukhya Prana. Like Anna also Mukhya, the Prana is also Mukhya. Similarly, gradually one has to evolve. So it is the embodied self of what has been described before. Embodied means this is in this container. And so apart from the pranamaya, there is another separate self consisting of mind. Now mind. What is mind? Within us, we grab something. Say you are thinking, oh, today I have to go for shopping. Oh, shopping. Yes, shopping. You're not here. I'll go to Beaverton. Beaverton, yes, that shop is very good. Oh, I met that gentleman there. So you can see your mind jumps, takes something, then leaves that and find another object, leaves that. So it's called sankalpa vikalpa. So mind is sankalpa vikalpatmak. So what is the difference from intellect? Intellect is decisive. Okay, if I say this is paper, how we know? Intellect says, why? In our childhood, somebody said, this is paper, so we remembered. So immediately we say, what is this? It is a paper. So that which decides, that is called intellect. But whether is this a paper or a pen or pencil or what is this? So this doubting mind is mind. And so apart from the pranamaya, there is another separate self consisting of mind. This is filled by that. Filled by that means the prana is also filled all other, like because all this framework. So this is filled. Tenaisha purna. This is also of the form of man. The container is like that, so that's the form. Purusha vidhayeva. Its human form is according to that of the former. In human form, it is human form. Purusha vidhatam. Tenaisha purna. So anvayam purusha vidha. Its human form is according to that of the former. Yajus is its head. Now, what is this Yajus is its head? Like when we try to pronounce something, what happens? In our mind, we first conceive and pronounce. Many times you can see you are sitting alone and you are talking with yourself. So, even the speech also is in our mind. So, that's a Yajus mantra. When you are trying to recite, what happens? It comes in the mind first. So, Yajus is its head. Rik, again, that also mind is required. So, here, how it is related that our teacher, Sri Shankaracharya. So Yaju, Sam and Rik. So these are head and two fins, the two wings, yes. So it is because of that, we, in short, we can understand that way. But um, so Yajus is its head, Rik the right wing, Sama the left wing. Scriptural injunction is the body, and the Atharva hymns the tail. And the seat there is the following verse about it. So these are, gradually you can see, our thinking becomes finer and subtler. We'll see here what he says. We'll go through. The gods, in the macrocosmic sense, it means the different spiritual beings holding sway over the various functions of nature. So, like we have form, there is no harm conceiving that there is some sun god, that's the starting point. But ultimately, you are to reach to the higher sphere. So this is from macrocosmic sense. In the microcosmic sense, it means the senses. Why senses? Because that same principles, outside that principle, if you are thinking this world is real, then if somebody is controlling this, who is that controller? So there we are to conceive that a presiding deity of um, particular thing is there. As we have presiding deity with our or in our eyes, ears, because of that our hearing, seeing, all these are happening. So that is what is being related. It means the senses. In both aspects, all activities of life are derived from the prime pulsation of the cosmic energy called prana. So both are actually one thing. One is universal and another is individual. Veshti and Shamashti. Now prana is verily the life. It is the matter of common knowledge that life becomes possible only so long as the vital energy keeps the different organs of the organism going. It's say suppose one does not function, heart does not function, then what will happen? You will understand. You understand. Especially I understand. Its cessation means death. Okay. According to the Vedas, the full span of life is about 100 years. Shatayurvayu Purushaha. So Purushaha, that means human being, has 100 years as living. The standard. Some may not reach that and some go beyond that, but as of standard. It is the embodied self. This passage has been interpreted by the commentators in two ways. The first takes it to mean that the pranamaya kosha is the soul embodied in annamaya. So pranam is the vital force, but it is embodied, it is related to, it is connected with annamaya. Ordinarily, this physical body is taken for the self by false identification of the Atman with it. And so the Shruti is seeking here to loosen the hold of body idea. So gradually what will happen? You go within, inside, not to confine the outer body. Generally we are aware of that. And so the Shruti is seeking here the loosening of hold of body idea by decentralizing the consciousness of the ego from the body to the next subtler aspect of the human personality. That's when pranamaya kosha, and then will come manomaya, mind kosha. The second interpretation explains the same chit dhatu, or the principle of consciousness, which is the real self of the former Annamaya, is the self of Pranamaya also. So here consciousness is prime. On that, the idea of vital forces, idea of body, these ideas are floating. Self consisting of the mind, the Sanskrit word manas is not rendered accurately by mind inasmuch as it connotes only the volitional and perceptual faculties of the mind. So manas not rendered accurately by mind. Why? So mind, what is happening? Sankalpa, vikalpa. It is grabbing something and then leaving that thing, and that way it has uh, say something to pursue, to hold something for a certain time. That's why when your mind is concentrated, then you can hold that thing for longer period of time. So volitional and perceptual faculties of the mind. And mind also is the coordinator of all our faculties. Whatever we see, while talking you can hear also. So both are possible because mind coordinates. So this is filled by that. The pranamaya kosha is called as filled by manomaya inasmuch as the former derives its functional capacity from volition, conscious or subconscious, that means samskara. And that means whatever we have accumulated. Now we do something, we get up at certain time. So naturally that time we'll wake up. So this is called samskara, or subconscious mind, which is the principal feature of the latter. Okay. Now comes yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. So this is very oft quoted, from where mind comes back with speech. That means it cannot reach. Say, within yourself, something is there which you cannot express. That happens for ordinary things also. If I ask, okay, it's say like a kind of, say, Indian sweets, and after that, say like a rasgulla, a kind of sugary syrup, and say that, what is that called? A ball of a ball with not dough. Eh? Okay, sandesh. Sandesh, rasgulla is different, like round shape with cottage cheese, rounded and cooked in sugar syrup. So that's called rasgulla. So, or anything, say suppose something I ask, okay, tell me what is like. So you cannot tell. Oh, you say, Swami, it is very good. Say pious. Well, how you like? Oh, I like it very much. How it is like? Oh, it is, I cannot tell you how nice it is. So this happens for ordinary things also. But what is being said here? There, even speech cannot reach. Even mind cannot reach. Mind cannot conceive. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. So, vachaha manasasaha nivartate. That means when speech comes back with mind. Say, if I ask, who are you? What are you? Whatever you'll answer, that will be pertaining to your body, mind and say maybe intellect, your educational background, maybe your accumulated samskaras. But what you really are, you cannot speak. So, in samadhi, what happens? Samadhi is beyond mind and speech. So, there, whatever you experience, you cannot say that. Even in our worldly ideas, like say love, you love something. So, muk aswadanavat, it is like a dumb person who is tasting and he cannot express. He say, So, it is like mukha aswadanavat. Even love one feels for someone, it cannot be expressed. Similar. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha anandam brahmano vidwan na viveti kadachanaiti. So, let us go to translation. Whence all speech turned back with the manas, mind, without reaching. He who knows the bliss of Brahman fears not at any time. This is abhayam sabhavati. What happens? He becomes fearless. If one knows Brahman, then he knows that there is no death. There is no second person. Why we are afraid? Why we are afraid? There is another. So if you go in darkness, you are a bit afraid. Why? Because you think there is something, some maybe tiger or snake or anything. That's why we are afraid. But when there is no two, then there is no fear. Dvaitat bhayam bhavati. We are afraid because of the second. And where there is two, there will be some misunderstanding, something, if not quarrel, at least, okay, I don't agree to disagree. So it happens. But this is the self. Self is without a second. Okay. When all speech, he who knows the bliss of Brahman fears not at any time. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha anandam brahmano vidwan na vivedi katachana. Because he is established in the bliss. Say Sri Ramakrishna, just consider. He is in bliss. He is not aware of outer awareness. He is totally merged in himself. So he has no fear. That's why, one aristocrat was there. So people used to call him Raja, king. Sri Ramakrishna told on his face, I cannot call you Raja because you are not Raja, you are not king. So he was talking, then he said, oh, I have some work to do. So he left that place. It is not it's not to insult others, but that happens, that one is established on oneself and he is not afraid of anything. Of the former, this one is verily the embodied self. Na viveti kadachaneti. Is it? Have I skipped that? Yato vachana. It's okay. It's okay. Then that, and different from this, which is formed of manas, is the other, the inner self. Tasyaiva shariratma yah purvasya tasmad vai tasmad manomaya. Anyo antaratma vijnanamaya. So there is another body, manomaya. Manomaya means full of mind. The Vijnanamaya, full of intellect. So this is mayat pratyay. pratyay. So tasmadvai tasmat. Then that, and different from this, which is formed as manas, is the other, the inner self, formed of Vijnana. Okay, is this the story? No. Within you can feel. Like this is Annamaya. A person is dead, is not moving. Why it is not moving? Because there is no prana, no vital force. That means this movement, etc., is happening because of prana. And it is everywhere, in every pore. Okay, prana I understood. What about mind? Similarly, mind. Say a person was crying because pain, he was feeling pain. And then anesthetist came and gave some anesthesia. And now he is not crying. Even nowadays, the C-section, delivery case. So even the mother is singing, and they are doing operation. So it is how it is happens because they block that area. I go to a doctor, ophthalmologist, and they put the eyes are most sensitive organ. Even a little dust go there, in here all the time, you feel uneasy. But what she does, she pokes, with a syringe injection. How it is possible? Because they first give me a numbing medicine, and then they apply local anesthesia. After that, she easily pokes. So what is the meaning? The mind is connected with body. That is the. So we are to realize in ourselves whatever is being studied here. Then only we will have interest. So then that, and different from this, that means this mind, formed of manas, is the other, the inner self, formed of vijnana. Vijnana means intellect. And we are intelligent people. We understand. Even, animals are also intelligent. Elephants, they remember. And they take revenge if required. And they can paint. Yeah, they can paint. And they can dance also. You can see, like nowadays, with the social media, you can see lots of things. And, how they survive, say animals, the lion, even, deers, they dodge, how they dodge, so quickly they move. So all this is expression of intelligence. So by that, this is filled. What? By intellect fills the previous three layers. Actually, in intelligence, all these are floating. Tenaisha purna. By that, this is filled. It also has the shape of man. Shape of man means Purusha Vidhayava. Like it is like a Purusha. Savaesha Purusha Vidhayava. Tasya Purusha Vidhatam. According to the human shape of that is the human form of this. So, intelligence also it is like a human form. Human form in animal form. Tasya Purusha Vidhatam. So, Purusha here does not mean particularly man, it is being. But here we take as human being. Anvayam Purusha Vidha. According to the human shape of that is the human part of this. Faith is its head. Now again, That four things: head and um, two wings. Right is the right wing, truth is its left wing, yoga is the self, and maha is the tail that um, uh, seat or seal. Seat, I think. Seat. Because it sits on that. On this, there is also the following verse. Tadapesha shloka bhavati. Vijnanam yagyam tanute. So there is a Vijnanam yagyam tanute. Karmani tanute apicha. Vijnanam devaha sarvam brahma. So see, gradually it is taking from grosser to the subtler and subtler point. Okay, faith is the head. Let us read this one. Before the determinative knowledge may arise, there must be faith, Shraddha. Now see there. Now it is not head. Your one-pointed devotion, that means Shraddha, that is like head. Say you want to attain some knowledge. What happens? First you must have devotion to that knowledge. Then only you can understand. Then you apply your energy, your will to acquire it. So that is like head. So before the determinative knowledge may arise, there must be faith, Shraddha, as to the things to be done, and hence has it been called the head, as it were, of the Vijnanamaya. That means intelligent sheath. Thus, head here means the prime factor of knowledge. So, gradually it is not head. Gradually your understanding is being refined to understand which is subtler principles. Okay. Right and truth are said to be wings, as though, as without these there cannot arise any settled conviction. So right, Shraddhaiva Shira, Ritam Dakshinam. Ritam is whatever is balanced, whatever is equilibrium, equanimity. So this is called right. Then only your resolve, right resolve, then you understand. So here, right and truth are said to be the wings, as without these there cannot arise any settled conviction. So when, say like this also, when you are reading, first you have Shraddha. That means you have head. And then you understand this is right thing, Upanishad, so right thing. And it has come from our previous generations, after generation, from Guru to Shishya, like this. So this must be good. So right and truth are said to be the wings, as without these there cannot arise any settled conviction. Anvayam Purusha Vidha. Ritam Dakshina Paksha, Satyam Uttara Paksha, right and truth. Okay. Yoga Atma. Yoga means to unite. It is the self or the trunk, because without it no definite knowledge can arise. So yoga means here discrimination or decision. Yoga means you are uniting. But here with uniting with what? With removing all other which is not relevant. So when you are studying this, what is happening? You are eliminating other things and you are trying to capture what is real and right, what is truth. So it is the self or the trunk, because without it no definite knowledge can arise. Maha is the principle of Mahat. Maha iti Brahma. Maha Pucham Pradishtha. Maham is like Mahat. Mahat means where from everything grows, comes up. You know, when you go to sleep, what happens? All this crumble into one thing. And in the morning, what happens? From one thing, it springs everything. So that where all things merge, that is Maha or Mahat. So Mahat or the cosmic mind, and it is said to be the tail or support because it is the cause of its effects, the individual mind stuff, including intellect. We'll stop here. It's too much. And see, after this, now it is, we are reaching. Hope there is, of course, there should be some doubts. Is Akshay there? Not today.
Swami,
Yes.
I have a question. Sometimes we read in Sri Ramakrishna, he says that truth is most important. Other times we hear that faith is the most important thing, and other times that longing or bakalata. Why is this? What is the most important, and why does he sometimes differ with himself?
Okay, so this all what you said, truth is important, faith is important. So whenever a reference is made, so when I go to your home, you are the most important important person. Otherwise you won't give me a cup of tea. So naturally you are most important. You won't entertain me. So all whatever you said, all are important. Truth is very important, truthfulness. Otherwise what will happen? To cover that untruth, you'll invent more untruth. And that way you are entangled in this world. So truth is the most easiest thing. Simple and direct. Similarly, faith. What Sri Ramakrishna said, faith like a child. Mother said, don't go to that room, there is a bugaboo. So he knows 100% that yes, there is. So this faith helps us to achieve our goal. What is the third one?
Bakulata.
Oh, Bakulata. Eagerness. Until unless we have that eagerness, we cannot achieve it. So faith is also helpful, but eagerness is like, I don't want anything else. The example is given, Sri Ramakrishna gave. A child was playing, but after that he's fed up with this and said, Ma jao, I'll go to mother. And however you try to convince him, he will not be convinced. And again say, no, I'll go to my mother. So this Vyakulata, even Sri Ramakrishna, what happened? When he was praying to mother earnestly, and the situation came, he could not tolerate any longer. He said, now I'll end my life. And he took the sword and he was going to kill himself. And that time, mother gave the darshan. Mother appeared before him. Appeared means not like this. He was flooded with awareness, consciousness. So this is Vyakulata, means I don't want anything else. What's another example? a guru took his disciple and went to a pond to take bath, and he pushed his head down, and when he was panting for breath, then he lifted him. So he said, how you felt? He said, oh, I was getting killed. So when we have that situation, that eagerness to have vyakulata, then only we can achieve it. So all are required. Faith, truth, yes, and also why faith? Because that is the thread, main thread. Whatever Guru said, that is 100%. One must have that faith of a child. You know, that there is a Shraddha. What is Shraddha? Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhi Avadharanam. Sa Shraddha Sadbhir Yaya Vastu Upalabhyate. That means whatever Shastra is saying, people find fault in Shastra. Even they find faults in the words of Guru. But no. Whatever word that you have received, that is to be taken for 100%. Sometimes you may not understand, but it does not matter. So, Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhi Avadharanam. That you have to conceive that this is the thing, this is the right thing, what Guru said. So with this help, like one example was given by Sri Ramakrishna. A person wanted to come from Sri Lanka to India. There is a little bay, about 30 kilometers, about 25 miles or so. So Vibhishan gave something tied, and he said, you go, you can walk on the water, but don't see what is there inside. So he was walking, because he had faith. And then he thought, okay, I'm walking, so nice. Let me see what is there. And he opened there and said, oh, only Ram Nam, name of Rama. And I'm walking. And as soon as he saw that, he had disbelief and he drowned himself. So faith is important, truth is important, but over and above, the eagerness, that I don't want anything else. Alam pratyavan. I don't want anything else. I want to achieve what is most essential. That should be there. Like a person who is panting for breath. So all are important. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tassat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste, Swami.
Namaste.